Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I am here live today. I am excited to be live back with you and again, or anyway, but today is, oh wait, if you haven't heard me before, I'm Ashley, Publish with Ashley, and I teach you about publishing books on Amazon. I've done this for quite a few years now. I started in writing like actual long form books and novels and things like that, but I got a little burnt out. I still love writing and I'll probably go back to it, but I got into low content books because it was so fun and it really served my creative side. So if you want to learn about low content books from somebody who's been doing this a while, please like and subscribe to my new YouTube channel. And today I have a new niche for you, and I'm super excited about this niche. It is really a great niche. If you're if you have already a niche that's working for you, this can be something that you can add in, like a different kind of book that you can add into that niche possibly, or you could create a whole product line with this. There's a lot of things you can do with this niche. It is a really cool one. And then I'll show you a lot of different numbers and different ways to do this. Okay, so we are going to talk about, let me share my screen. We are going to talk about the Find the Cat niche. Okay, so these books, Find the Cat, I actually saw them in the supermarket, so they're really getting popular. They were, and the supermarket was sold out. There was quite a few there one day, and I went a few days later, and they were sold out. So I know this is a popular niche, and people like to find the cat. So if you want to look, see this one right here, Brain Games. Now, Brain Games is a trademark type. It's a book, it's a brand, so you don't want to use that. But they have a lot of them. Find the Cat, and then it's like track down cute cats and adorable kittens in 129 pictures. Okay, so this one's spiral bound, and yes, you can do spiral bound, not through KDP, but through Lulu Express or Lulu, and there's other ways to do it and sell it. But if you're just sticking with Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP, yeah, Find the Cat. You wouldn't be able to do in spiral bound. But look, the next one you can see, this one has a rank of 5,000. It's really a popular thing. People love it. It's like one of those things about finding something and then mixing it with a niche or a puzzle game, right? So people love cats, people want to find cats, people like to do puzzles to kind of keep their brain sharp and moving. Here's one that's kind of Find the Cranky Cat. And I don't know if Cranky Cat is like Grumpy Cat. I don't know if you've seen Grumpy Cat, but that is actually a trademark. So I'm not sure if Cranky Cat is. I didn't look up Cranky Cat, but it just depends. I think it might be. I've seen this cat a few other times in some other stuff. But this one up here, the Brain Games one, is more photos. And I'll show you, we're going to see a look inside. And this one looks like it's more a doodle art. So they have that. But there's Find the Cat Challenge, Find the Cats. You can see these Brain Game ones are doing really well. This one, look, is at 3,581. Like, that's really good in the bookstore. Okay, here's the one I actually want to show you. I'm going to show you the look inside. This is looks like it was a independently published book. So good on you for doing this just last year. See, April 18th, 2020. And it's a cute book. I'll show you at the inside in a second, but I wanted to scroll down a little bit farther because I wanted to show you. Did it come up on this one? Sometimes it comes up. Let me see if I go down farther, if it comes up. There it is. Find Momo. So Momo is actually a dog, and it's a photography book. So I actually looked into this author, and he has a bunch of good, really awesome selling books that he takes pictures of his dog places, and then it's Find Momo, right? But what a cool idea if you have a pet or something that you could just honestly take pictures of. Apparently this dog stays really well. Or this is actual photography that he's told his dog to stay, and then he walks away and takes pictures. But maybe if your pet doesn't stay, you could Photoshop your pet in. But he's a photographer by trade, but he has these really fun Find Momo. So it's a whole series, and it's something you can find Momo. Here's like Spot the Difference Cats. And we talked about Spot the Difference books, which I think are great. So let's look inside a book. So this one is the Cat Puzzles for Adults Find the Cat, right? So if you look inside, it's fine. You're supposed to find 3 cats in each picture. And why I wanted to show you this one is its color. And I know you're freaking out about color, but with the cheaper color option, you could definitely do this and make it, sell. This person is selling it at $11.97, so it's not a cheap price point, and it was selling fairly well. I think it was at 152,000. And these things would sell over Christmas, right? So you find 3 different cats in the picture. I can see one right here just by looking. And you just could kind of Photoshop. Oh, there's one right there hiding behind that. So you would have to kind of add or Photoshop things in to hide your cats. But if you're any good with Photoshop, or I actually would use paint.net. I've shown you guys a demonstration with paint.net, but that's how I would do it. But whatever works for you. Affinity, I know, has a photo manipulation program, and Affinity is really cheap. When they have it on sale, it's like $25. So it's a good program, and it's a one-time cost. You don't have to purchase it more than once. So that's really nice. Anyway, so you can kind of see what they did is they have 100 puzzles, but they've done 2 on each page. And I think the amount of pages is 64 pages. So you could definitely do, something like this. You could take photos just around places, and then, or you could get photos, excuse me, that were online for free or something like that, or Pixabay, or you could purchase pictures, however you want to do it. But you could literally go around and take some nice pictures and then just kind of put the cat in. There's one cat right there hiding in the tree and one behind her dress. All right, so people like this sort of stuff. They really enjoy that. Now, what I wanted to show you is I did look it up on Tess, Find the Cat, and it looks like it has a registered trademark in, I don't remember what language that was, but that wouldn't really count because Find the Cat in English apparently is not trademarked. So you were fine with at least the US Patent Office. So you could definitely publish these in the US using Find the Cat. Now, like I said, don't use Brain Games. That I did not check, but I am positive they have trademarked that because I know that brand. I've heard of that brand before. And even if they hadn't, Amazon would probably be upset if you did, because that's a poor customer service. You are representing yourself as someone you are not. But what I did want to show you is I did some Publisher Rocket. I have an affiliate link, I'm pretty sure, in my show notes. I suppose I should check that, and if not, add it. If you're into getting Publisher Rocket and you want to use my affiliate link, great. I think it's great. Currently, it is a one-time cost, but I like it because I think it gives you some good data and gives you ideas for other maybe niches or other synonyms of things that people search for. And what I liked about this is, so here's Find the Cat. And you can see straight up, it's got like 259 searches, and it has maybe a higher competitive score. But look at this, Find the Cat book. It's, the competitive score is lower. So Find the Cat challenge. It's got a higher competitive score. That's that one Brain Games book. But it's got a decent amount of searches. Here's one, Find the Cat game, 1,475 searches and a decent competitive score. It's not hugely competitive. So you can look, definitely, Find the Cat book for kids. Oh, here's one. Look at this. 1,764 searches a month, and 20 is the competitive score. So if you were going to make a much more simpler one for kids, Find the Cat for kids, this might be a really great thing that you can rank in and do well. You just need to create a quality book. The nice thing about some of these smaller ones, like Find the Cat for kids, you could do 100 puzzles, because parents like to take stuff like that and maybe in a smaller version, like 8x10 or something, so that they could stick it in their purse or stick it in a bag and the kid could take it with them and do it, or on the road, or, there's a lot of things you could actually put this as a car book, so an entertainment in the car. So there's like a lot of other things you could use as keywords that might attract a similar audience. A busy book for a kid in the car. This would definitely be something, if they love cats or dogs or whatever, this would be a good idea. Okay, so here I did Find Momo, just to show you that there's actual people who search for Find Momo board book. I'm not sure why, but Find Momo, there's actually people who search for this. and they are trying to find his books. So you could really create a brand that people are interested in and like following. He's, basically people love dogs. And so he's kind of has a love for his dog, and he's sharing that with people, love for photography and his dog, and people resonate with that. You've got to, some of your books you can just put out there, but if you can create something that people care about, then you really have something there. Okay. I did do find the dog, because what I think is great about this niche, the finda, is that you can do it with different things, right? You can do find the cat, find the dog, I have unicorn, and find the sloth as kind of some of my examples. So here's find the dog. And here's one. So find the dog picture book. Okay. 1,811 searches and 45. And apparently whoever's ranking fairly well is making $11,854 is their monthly earning. So there is money out there in these sort of niches that maybe people aren't like hitting, because A, it's a little bit harder to create the book, and B, you're really focusing on kind of this niche audience. But honestly, if I could come up with a book that takes me, maybe a few weeks, 2 weeks to do, but it makes me $1,000, $3,000, $2,000 a month, am I going to complain? Probably not, right? So there's lots of things you can do. Let's see, find the unicorn. I did want to do this. This one probably, there are some good find the unicorn books out there for kids, and I actually looked it up. There are some making money, but I felt it was kind of a little saturated, but maybe not. I don't know why find the unicorn horns. Well, that actually sounds kind of fun. You could make a book where you're just finding the unicorn horns and it's for kids. That could be something. But I thought this, I don't know, when I just looked on Amazon, it felt a little oversaturated, but maybe not. This one, find the sloth. Check this out. Find the sloth book. 343 searches with a 57 is the competitive score, and 2,815. So this is a really niche type book. But what I like about these types of books is just think of what you could do. You could do, get someone to care about your find the sloth book, and then you have a sloth word search book, and then you have a sloth book word, or sloth find the sloth for kids. You could make a brand around people who care about sloths, and you could sell kind of that niche and do different things. And you could even have series of find the sloths, or find the cat, or find the dog, find the pig. I have no idea. There's all sorts of things out there. Find the baseball, find the footballs. There's so many things you could do with this sort of thing of people who care about a certain niche. And try and create something, and then create like different spin-off products that people in your niche would still care about. Because in the back of your book, you could put, love this find the sloth book. Well, you'll love my find the sloth word search book. Okay. Or something like that. Maybe find the sloth word search is hard to do. I'm not sure exactly what you would focus on with sloths and word search, but I'm sure you can get creative. Maybe you put all the countries sloths are found in. Maybe you talk about different things they eat. Maybe, I have no idea, but I'm sure if you were creative enough, you could come up with something. Okay, so that's kind of what I had for today. I don't think I had anything else. Let me stop sharing my screen, and let me go back to some comments. Hello, Concord. No problem if you missed the start. I don't think I started to. I did a lot of chatting, I guess, in the beginning. Hello, FC. Concord says, when filling out the keywords for busy books, would you recommend long or short tail keywords? Long tail keywords. Anytime you can use long tail keywords is good, but two things. One, you do not have to repeat your keywords. So you wouldn't have to say, find the cat busy book in the car, and then something else, busy book in the car. You just have to state it once. So come up with different words like synonyms or things other people might search for. The easiest one I can always think of is, you call journals, notebooks, diaries. So try and search for synonyms when you're doing these long tail keywords, because what Amazon's algorithm does is it looks through. Now remember, your first two most important things are your title and your subtitle. And then your author name, but that's kind of different. You're not going to put keywords in your author name, but your title and subtitle is where Amazon's going to look first. And it's going to basically mix, when the customer types something in, it will take whatever words you have in your title and subtitle, and mix them around to see how relevant those words are to what the customer has searched for. And then it's going to also go through the keywords in the 7 keyword boxes, but they're not as high a priority. But if you repeat the keywords, remember that the computer's a computer and an Amazon's algorithm doesn't find more importance if you repeat the word. It doesn't say, oh, this word must be really important. No, it lets the customer decide if it's really important. It will mix up the keywords and then show it to customers. And if customer purchases it or clicks on it, then it gives Amazon data. Okay, so it's really data-driven, customer-driven, that sort of thing, their algorithm. So repetitive keywords doesn't mean anything to Amazon's algorithm. They're more focused on the customer, and with the customer, if it returns relevant results. Like when I did the Find the Cat, there was the cat, right? Triggered a bunch of best-selling books about cat care, cat maintenance. I don't know if you saw them. I'm not sure if I scrolled all the way down to where you saw that it was talking about cat care and cat maintenance. But those were good selling books, probably for the keyword the cat, not find. Or maybe find was in their back words, like find solutions to help your cat or something, right? Cat care. I'm not sure because I don't know their keywords, but hopefully that's helpful. But yes, the longer your tail, the closer, the more accurate, or what I want to say, the more that Amazon will try and match to that particular phrase that the customer is typing in. Maybe fun to do other animals like a llama. A llama! I didn't think about find the llama. I should have searched find the llama. You're right. Exactly. Find the llama or the pig. Like I was thinking farm animals. You know, some people, I know word searches are very popular for farmers and things like that. So this is just a different type of puzzle for people who, maybe want a more visual puzzle, especially people who are older. Sometimes it's harder really to see. You could even maybe like large print type ones that it's more obvious, so that people who have eyesight problems, maybe that's a thing. I'm not sure, but I was thinking a lot of people who are older like these types of puzzles. I like any puzzle. I'm a puzzle person, but pictorial puzzles, I think maybe do go with either a younger or an older crowd, just because eyesight and things like that. And younger kids, they like pictures, right? Kids like pictures better than anything. Melanie Russell says, thanks for the interesting idea. Gives me something to think about. Good. I'm glad it helps. I think sometimes we think, oh, everything's oversaturated, but I doubt there's an oversaturation of find the sloth books. And there's a lot of people who like sloths. There's a lot of people who like puzzles, right? I don't know. I was just thinking sports. A sports one might be fun. Find the sports. I don't know if you just call it find the sports or find the basketball or find, I have no idea, but something like that. You could do people who like sports, right? There's so many things people are interested in. Could you do this with careers? I don't know. Maybe an engineer would think this is funny, or a computer scientist, like find the mouse, like this kind of mouse, right? Maybe you could do a bunch of desk things and you have to find the mouse or find the mouse somewhere. I'm not sure, but that might be kind of fun, right? For people who are bored in the office. Here's a funny one. Funny things really sell. So how about find the toilets, right? And you do it for like bathroom humor. There's a lot of people who buy books to put in their bathroom just so there's something funny for people to read. I would think that's hilarious if I saw find the toilet and you could flip through it, right? That would be really funny. So there's definitely things you can do. And you can also niche that, right, with bathroom humor, office humor. Like there's things you could do with that. Okay, so Bailey asks about, I do not repeat keywords from the title or subtitle in my 7 boxes because Amazon has already indexed that as a keyword. So there's no reason to put it in the boxes. There's no reason to put small words like the, of, a, those sorts of words. The Amazon algorithm just doesn't bother with. It doesn't make a difference to the algorithm. You can put them in there, but it wastes space for you. The customer might put them in there, but yet again, like I said, the algorithm doesn't care about those words because they're not keywords. They're not indexable words. Can you imagine trying to index the word the? Like that would think how many things have the. That's a silly word to try and index. So the algorithm, to make it more efficient, would just cut all those types of words out and would focus on what they would deem key words. There's probably I would imagine if I was writing the code, I do write code. I would, ignore of the, like all the little words like that, connector words, because it just would waste time running it through the algorithm instead of just ignoring those. And then that way the computer can spend more time focusing on the keywords that are pertinent, so it can deliver a search result faster, right? Okay. Pinterest marketing. Could you discuss the click-through rate, and do you like to link your website and book on it? Okay. What is your click-through rate? It's not about click-through rate. What is my rate? I'm happy anytime I get people to actually, I guess what you're saying by click-through, you're talking like when they actually go to your site. Because remember, they've got to click the pin and then click to the site. So actually, there's like pulling up or viewing the pin, and then there's actually clicking through to your website. And what is I don't really have an impression rate, like what is better. It's really depending upon sorry, that was my cat. It's depending upon, it's more a comparative thing. So what I'll do is I'll do lots of pins that have different pictures, because that's the thing. Amazon likes fresh content, or not Amazon, I'm sorry. Pinterest likes fresh content. So that kind of, to them, since it's pictorial, visual, means a different picture. So I will have different pictures going to, basically going to the product. So I'll have, let's say I have one book. I might have 10 different pins that go to that book on Amazon through Pinterest, right? But each pin looks different, but it goes to the same place. It doesn't have to look vastly different. Maybe you change up the pages, maybe you change the background, maybe you move things around. And then maybe they'll say something different. Like if it was a book about camping, then are you an avid camper? Well, here's a great book for you, right? On the Pinterest pin. And then maybe I'll say on a different pin, like, love the great outdoors, check out this book, right? So what I would do is make the pin visually different. And then I look and see on Pinterest which one clicks through the best, right? Which one converts the best. Yes. Secondly, you asked about, do I directly use Amazon's link on Pinterest? Yes, but it is not the most effective. The most effective is much more visually appealing. Most books, when pinned to Pinterest from Amazon, just kind of show the cover, and they're not very visually appealing. Don't get me wrong, I do it because it's an easy one to throw up there as one of my 5 or 10 pins for that particular book. But it's definitely not my best converter. So basically the idea is create quite a few and see what converts the best for your audience. And as you do that, you'll probably notice you get a knack for creating better pins as you go along for a particular audience, because you know what tends to do well. Now, if you want to learn how to do the best type of pins, there's a few things. Go through Pinterest and see what pins are really popular, and look and see, why are they popular? Are they very visually appealing? What is it about them? Is it a color? Is it a trend? Is it the setting? Like, you kind of look and say, okay, these things seem in common. One of the big things is you want to make the long and skinny ones, because those show up better on phones and are more attractive than like the little square ones to the eye. So that's like something you'll notice, that the long and skinny ones tend to do better. But like colors, that sort of thing. The other thing is, gosh, I forgot where I was going with that. Sorry. I remember that you need to ask a question. Like, how I was saying, are you an avid camper, or are you love the outdoors? Then check out this book, right? Give them a reason, like offer a problem, and then this book is the solution, or offer them some enticement to click through to see the book on Amazon. Looking for the perfect Christmas present for someone who loves camping. Like, right now I've said, oh yeah, I'm looking for a Christmas present for someone who loves camping. Let me click through and see that, right? You're trying to entice a person to click to your site. So I don't worry about click-through rate as much as I worry about trying to put lots out there and then see what does the best. And then you just kind of go based on that. Hopefully that was helpful. I know some people are really concerned with their numbers and numbers and numbers, but the numbers won't come until you create enough pretty pictures, because remember, Pinterest is pictorial, visual, until you create the right visual appeal that attracts your audience. So that's part of it, right? Okay. Once you finish creating a book, do you immediately advertise it? Yes and no. So I actually did. I just got all my books and they went live on a certain brand I have, and I advertised them. And I think I have had a few sales, like 2 sales on one of them, but I advertised them immediately. But it's because a few reasons. One, I'm well entrenched in this niche, and I know the niche really, really, really well. And I created something that I knew my audience would love, right? So the ad just gets it in front of my audience faster. Another thing, the other reason is I'm trying to actually go for a particular trending niche on this book. Like it's a trending topic, a trending word that is searched for on Amazon, but it's not like it's like a niche, but it's not. It's like a trending term, is what I want to call it, because it's not exactly describing the niche, but sort of, I guess. So I'm going for a trending term that is in my title, not my title and subtitle. It's actually in my title, and I want Amazon's algorithm to index it quickly, because I know I'm coming up on my November, December sales, and it sells really well in November, December, and January. Okay. So I want it indexed quickly. I should have finished it earlier, but I didn't. So I'm willing to pay for the advertising to basically pay Amazon to index it quickly, right? Because as soon as I get a few people clicking on my ad and then purchasing it based upon those particular trending keywords that I'm looking for, it kind of signals to Amazon that yes, this keyword applies to this book because people clicked on it and then purchased it, right? And I know it will convert fairly well. Okay, so yes, I do sometimes, but if I'm unsure of my topic or unsure if it's an experiment, no, I don't always advertise immediately. Sometimes I do if I have kind of a feeling that I can ride a certain trend. So let's talk about the Find the Cat. Let me give you an example. So I would probably, if I spent 2 weeks, 3 weeks making a Find the Cat book, and remember, Find the Cat brain games was a highly searched topic or highly searched keyword phrase, but I cannot put that in my keyword boxes because that is trademarked, right? But I could do an advertisement on it so that my book comes up whenever somebody clicks on one of the Find the Cat brain game books. So it'll show up in the product display below that book. And remember, if they're on that product page, then they are kind of in the mood to buy at this point in time, right? And so let's say they see this brain game book and they're like, oh, that looks a little too complex, but oh, look, maybe there's this Find the Cat brain game for kids, right? So it's, or not brain game, I wouldn't have that. Find the Cat for kids. Oh, that would be great. I want that for my, daughter, son, nephew, whatever. So they might click on my ad that's on that product page. Because if you can get on a specific product page where people are already in the mood to buy and they see your product, they might do one of two things. They might buy that product and your product. And if they do that, then your product, and I know this is kind of a long train, but this is how you want to think. You know how Amazon has those are often bought with, or people on Amazon often buy these 3 products, right? If you can get on their product page and they purchase that book and then they purchase your book too, they're going to say, oh, well, let's show this to more people with the often bought together. And that gives you a lot more visibility. It's basically Amazon advertising for you. So I really like to focus some ads to get right on someone's product page because it has a few benefits. It's a nice way to get on someone's product page and also get the recognition. So I might do advertisements like that are smart, unique, and focused for something that is my own, like an experiment or something. Okay, that was really long. I'm sorry, but hopefully that's really good information, because advertisements you're tricky. You can just go out there and do advertisements and stuff. But I think your advertisements do better if you have a strategy and a focus and a goal. And then you're not wasting a bunch of money. Some of that takes some time. So you always want to start small, experiment, and just get better as you go along. Okay. All right. You're welcome, Iris, for that really long answer. Is there any other questions anyone has for me today? I don't have much else. I'm glad you mentioned actually the advertising, because I wanted to mention the whole find the cat brain games, that might be a cool way to advertise your product. You could definitely use that phrase in advertising. You can't use it in your keywords or your title or anything like that, but you can advertise against a trademark. So if you're willing to pay the money to advertise, you can use trademarked phrases or things like that, because it's different. You're not pushing yourself as that. You are putting it out there as, my book would likely be bought by. So if someone said to Find the Cat Brain Games, they might also want your Find the Cat book, right? It's just different, especially in Amazon's eyes. Maybe it's just more that Amazon's willing to bend their own rules if you're paying for it. But then again, remember, their algorithm will kind of catch you. If you are not advertising against a product that would be appropriate, then they're going to stop showing it to that audience. And so now it's going to shut down your ad. So really, there's no reason to advertise against something that you don't think that audience would be interested in, because they're not going to, or they might click on your thing, or even if they won't, right? And then either way, Amazon is going to say, no, this isn't the right audience. And they're going to either do something else or just stop the ad completely. Do you have a video on how to do ads? I do have a course on how to do ads. It's my Amazon ads course. I can't remember what I've called it, but it's my Amazon ads course. It's on my website, podia.com. It's really cheap. But I open up my advertising and show you how I advertise, especially at Christmas. Christmas can be expensive, but if you're focused on I do a lot of manual ads. I do a lot of all of the ads, but my manual ads always perform the best, because I really try and have a focus. And so some of my ACosts are like 5%, 4%. And I kind of in my course go through that. Maybe I'll update it after this next Christmas season, because I put a lot of ads out during the Christmas season. So because there's so many buyers out there, I do spend a decent amount, but I'm pretty profitable on almost all my ads. If I'm not profitable, I tend to either shut it off or decide, could I learn something from this ad? Could I learn something from the data? I was actually looking at my ads from last year and deciding, okay, what would be my best keywords for this Christmas season? So hopefully that's how. Am I in retail stores? I don't know. I don't think so. I know Walmart buys a few things, but no, I haven't done that. I thought about doing that when I was doing my when I did young adults paranormal romances, and it's a lot of work though. You have to write the book, and then you have to go around and get retail stores to accept it. And it's just a pain. And I decided it wasn't worth it for me. I have, 4 kids. And so that just wasn't worth it for me. So I kind of went with different, I guess the tried and true tactics of advertising and authorship with Amazon, which is a lot about building your email list, sharing with in that case, it was sharing with other authors and doing other promotions together. So us young adult paranormal romance would all get together and we do a promo together. That way it wouldn't cost too much and we could do it all together. So, I did the tried and true methods because they were easiest, they were cheapest, and they worked really well, honestly. That's why I saw the results of building a brand, making an email list, and I saw all those results and how well they worked. And that's why I try and bring all that into you guys for low content. That's why I'm big on strategy, audience, try and build your product line, try and create an email list, all that sort of stuff, because it is tried and true. People who have been authors on Amazon, like real, authors and stuff, we can use those same tactics in the sense maybe it's a little different and you have to change it a little bit, but you can use those same tactics of, creating a product, creating your website, or creating somewhere people can go and get a free item, and then having them on your email list, and just building your brand as a brand. It works. It is more work, but the nice thing with your low content books, they're much shorter to write, right? Let's say you did like Find Momo, right? So you have Find Momo, and let's say he makes 5 different books, and it takes him, 6 months to make them all, right? Or that sounds like a lot, but but let's say he has, 2 jobs on the time, and you guys are probably pretty busy too. So it takes him 6 months to make these 5 books. Okay. And then he spends time creating the brand and building it and creating email lists of people who are really excited for his Find the Momo book number 6. Right. And so when he released book number 6, he has, maybe 1,000 fans that he can release this to, and he'll get, maybe let's say he gets 25%. So he gets 250 people buying his book the first few weeks. And then or first week, because he sent out a few emails, right? And then that will tell Amazon, hey, this book is pretty hot. Maybe we should promote it too. Right. So like it builds upon itself. The work to create these, low content books isn't as intense as creating a 100,000 word novel. And believe me, I've done a few. I wrote a 100,000 word novel in 1 month. I've done that a few times, and it's hard. Then you have to edit it, and oh my gosh, it is just exhausting. So if I spend a month on a low content book, it's a little bit of work, but it's just not as exhausting, because once it's done, I just go through and edit. There's not a lot of words to edit. Whereas editing a 100,000 word novel, that's a lot of work. Like a lot of work. So I guess my perspective is a little different. So I'm okay with spending a month and then trying to promote it and trying to push it and do other things, because in the long run, it's going to build my brand, and it starts to, what word am I looking for? Like the snowball that rolls down the hill, right? It starts to get bigger and bigger, but it starts small. Okay, let's see. Love the details and the clarity in your courses online. Oh, thank you. I'm a little on my courses. I'm a lot slower. Everyone's like, you're so bouncy, but I am a lot slower when I show people things, because I'm the resident tech expert in my family. So I show a lot of people how to use their smartphone, how to find, whatever app they're looking for. I'm to the point where, on the picture, and they're not sure on the smartphone which one hangs up and which one's the like call button. I'm like, the green one. Green is go, green is call, and then red is hang up. I'm that like type of teacher, because they're suddenly like, oh, that makes sense. So I understand that tech and stuff is difficult for people, but it's totally learnable, right? I believe that truly and honestly. You're not too old, you're never too young. I mean, my like 18-month-old could run an iPad better than I could, probably because she didn't fear pressing any button whatsoever and messing it up. But she was like master at that. She knew how to do things I didn't, and she was 18 months old. So I think anyone can learn if, just given the chance and the opportunity. All right. Thank you all so much. Unless you have any last questions, I have babbled a lot. But I'm here for y'all next week. I do have an exciting thing coming up. There is Julie, and her last name is I just think of her as Julie, because I've met her in person several times. But she has a course of 5 books. It's about making picture books. You know how I've been talking about using color and trying to differentiate yourself in different ways. So she has a course about that coming out. very soon. So I'm going to promote that, kind of talk about it and talk about ways I think you could use it, and then have kind of a cool special bonus for you all of some time with me and a class kind of as an extra bonus. So I will be talking about that probably on Monday next week, and kind of just making sure you're aware of it. And then also have my live on Wednesday next week. So I will see you all then. All right. Thanks so much.